Hey guys, Mr.Google here for the Unknown Underdogs, here to give you my choices for 8 categories, plus you're going to see my top 10 favorite films of the year so far of 2011. Now this category features my top 5 favorite performances by an actor in a leading role. 5, Matt Damon in The Adjustment Bureau. 4, Topher Grace in Take Me Home Tonight. 3, Rainn Wilson in Super. 2, Jake Gyllenhaal in Source Code. And my favorite performance by an actor in a leading role so far this year is Bradley Cooper in Limitless. Now for Best Actress in a Leading Role. Number 5, Emily Browning, Sucker Punch. Number 4, Amy Teagarden, Prom. 3, Saoirse Ronan in Hana. 2, Natalie Portman in No Strings Attached. And 1, Emily Blunt in The Adjustment Bureau. Best Supporting Actress. 5, Greta Gerwig in Arthur. 4, Kristen Wiig in Paul. 3, Amy Ryan in Win-Win. 2, Hayden Panettiere for Scriphorum. And 1, Ellen Page in Super. And Best Supporting Actor. 5, Anthony Mackie in The Adjustment Bureau. Nicholas Braun from Prom. 3, Jay Chu for The Green Hornet. 2, Bobby Cannavale for Win-Win, and 1, Dan Fogler from Take Me Home Tonight. Now on to Best Director. Number 5, Gore Verbinski for Rango. 4, Thomas McCarthy for Win-Win. 3, James Wan, Insidious. 2, Duncan Jones for Source Code. And number 1, Neil Burger for Limitless. Phenomenally directed by Neil Burger, and he's a visionary so far. So I love Limitless. Now for Best Original Screenplay. 5, Super. 4, Prom. 3, Take Me Home Tonight. 2, Source Code. And the Best Original Screenplay of the year so far is Win-Win. It's written by Thomas McCarthy. Now, Best Adapted Screenplay. Number 5, The Mechanic. Number 4, Arthur. Number 3, The Adjustment Bureau. Number 2, The Green Hornet. You can't diss Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg's script. You really can. You really can. And the best script and the best adapted screenplay of the year so far is Leslie Dixon's script for Limitless. Now, Best Voice in an Animated Film. Right before I get to my top 10 films of the year. Number 5 is Timothy Olyphant in Rango. Number 4 is Jesse Eisenberg in Rio. Number 3 is Patrick Warburton in Hoodwink 2, Hood vs. Evil. Number 2 is Dan Fogler for Mars Needs Moms. And my number 1 favorite voice in an animated film so far this year is Johnny Depp for Rango. Now on to my favorite films of the year. Here are my top 20 favorite films of the year, and then I'll just jump right into my top 10. Number 20 is Fast 5. Number 19 is Mars Needs Moms. Number 18 is The Mechanic. Number 17 is Hoodwink 2, Hood vs. Evil. Number 16, The Vanishing on 7th Street. Number 15, No Strings Attached. Number 14, Battle Los Angeles. Number 13, Arthur. Number 12, Paul. And number 11, just missing out, Insidious. Number 10, Rango. Now, I thought this movie was pretty overrated, but I do really like the movie. It's the best animated film of the year so far. It's very well written, very well voice acted. Johnny Depp and Timothy Olyphant are among the standouts in this film, especially Johnny Depp, who just won my prestigious award for Best Voice in an Animated Film. So, yeah, Johnny Depp, one of his best performances ever. He should definitely do some more voice acting in his career. My number 9 pick is Wes Craven's Scriphorum. Now, this movie was such a pleasure to watch, and it made me forget about Scream 3, but not really. But Scream 4 is definitely the best sequel in the Scream franchise. This or Scream 2, but I'm going to go with Scriphorum, because I'm like that. Hayden Panettiere was phenomenal, Emma Roberts was great, Rory Culkin was great, and Neve Campbell, Courtney Cox Arquette, and David Arquette were all great, reprising their roles from the previous 3 films. My number 8 pick is Disney's Prom. Yeah. It's basically Can't Hardly Wait, but it's rated PG, but it's better than Can't Hardly Wait, like I said in my review. But the script is really good, the dialogue is really, really relatable, and the characters are really, really relatable. I don't know, either you like it or you don't. I really liked it. Number 8's Prom. Number 7, James Gunn's Super. I loved Super. Rainn Wilson gives one of the best performances I've seen this year. Ellen Page gives a great performance as well. Definitely a scene-stealing performance. And Kevin Bacon is such a perfect dick for this movie. And this movie is so ambitious. I love the ambition of this movie. It's not afraid to squirt blood in your face. It's not afraid to, use violence. And it's not afraid to use coarse language. I mean, I love this movie. Not as much as Kick-Ass, but I really like it. 6, The Adjustment Bureau. Now, this was one of the most surprisingly good movies of this year, because by the trailers, I wasn't really expecting it to be all that great, but it was really, really good. I mean, it just missed my top 5, no shit, because it's number 6, but it's very well directed and very well written. Acting by Terrence Stamp and Anthony Mackie as the supporting players, and also John Slattery, but also the terrific chemistry of Matt Damon and Emily Blunt. Best chemistry I've seen in a movie this year. 5 is The Green Hornet, directed by Michel Gondry, starring Seth Rogen and Jay Chu. Now, this was the first movie of this year that I absolutely loved. I loved The Green Hornet. It was such a fun ride. The 3D wasn't bad, but I think it was unnecessary. Jay Chu was definitely gave the best breakout performance of the year so far. Christoph Waltz is a great villain, and Seth Rogen is always great. And the script was awesome. Number 4 is probably my pick for the most underrated film of the year so far, Take Me Home Tonight. And I think this movie was such a good homage to all the John Hughes films and a lot of the 80s films that they were referencing throughout the film. And it was one of the funniest movies I've seen this year, and I loved Topher Grace. I loved how he wrote the script along with John and Jackie Filgo. And Dan Fogler gives a scene-stealing performance as Topher Grace's best friend, Barry, and I really liked Anna Faris and Teresa Palmer in this movie as well. My number 3 pick is definitely the most relatable film of the year, Win Win. This movie struck a chord with me, and it was so dramatic and so heartbreaking at times, and it was so damn relatable that it's better than The Kids Are Alright, and I just absolutely, by the end, loved this movie. Number 2, Source Code. I love Source Code. It was brilliantly crafted, brilliantly directed by Duncan Jones, and brilliantly written. And it reminded me of this year's Inception, but it's not better than Inception. But I still really love the movie. I mean, I do think Michelle Monaghan and Jeffrey Wright should have done, spiced up their performances a little more. At least Michelle Monaghan, but Jeffrey Wright was a little overacting. But Vera Farmiga and Jake Gyllenhaal do really good jobs in their roles, and I think Jake Gyllenhaal definitely was the standout. Now, my favorite movie of the year so far, not really a surprise to everybody, Limitless. I loved Limitless. This movie was brilliantly directed, and it's even on a rewatch, it was really good. I rewatched this movie just recently, and I just love it even more. I've been reading the book lately, The Dark Fields, and it's really, really good. I definitely suggest you to read that book. I mean, it's now renamed Limitless, and it has Bradley Cooper on the cover now, but nonetheless, it's a really good book. It's different from the movie, but I love the book, and the movie was phenomenal. Bradley Cooper gives the best performance I've seen this year by far, and hopefully The Hangover 2 won't suck. So, I'm Mr. Google, and I hope you enjoyed this video.